Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Weekly Sip. I'm recording it on the usual Sunday that it should have gone out, but it's actually going out tomorrow on Monday. And that's because I'm uploading this video. Check it out. This is the video. This is what happens when a pleb runs for office. I plan to premiere it in 1 hour's time. It'll be already have been premiered and been uploaded on the channel by the time you guys watch this video. But I have about an hour to record this and then put it out for tomorrow. So hopefully, even though this is retroactive for you listening to this, hopefully I'll see you in the premiere chat room in an hour's time. That's a bit complicated, isn't it? As for the sip, it's just water today, sorry. The usual tap water. Let's start with our ridiculous person of the week. This is apparently Discord's lead developer. I guess now we understand why Discord was so pro-furry. Yeah. Here's an article that I actually was considering using in that video that I'm currently uploading and that you will have seen yesterday. But I ended up not using the article. Crawling Out from Under a Rock by Dawn Foster. With the Tories in shambles in the run-up to next month's EU elections, racists and misogynists are coming out of the woodwork of British politics. And this is talking about Nigel Farage's Brexit party, which has basically supplanted UKIP in the MEP elections. The results are coming in as I'm recording this, and it seems like, despite Farage's betrayal, they are basically overtaking UKIP as the Brexit party, which is, hey, that's their name, the Brexit party. And it's kind of a shame, because the Brexit party is, one, basically a vehicle for Nigel Farage's ego, and two, basically the safe, the establishment safe Brexit alternative. A couple of years ago, wasn't Nigel the ultimate racist? He was a racist. He was a sexist. He was a homophobe. He was xenophobic. He was Islamophobic. He was all this terrible stuff. But now he's being pushed by the establishment because with the Brexit party, he has decided to play ball with them. So he's no longer any of those things. The UKIP candidate YouTuber Carl Benjamin, or Sargon of Akkad, invited fans to join his server, titled Sargon MEP Help. That's not the name of the server. It's called Athens, but whatever. To help him get elected. Comments uncovered by BuzzFeed were openly fascist. These comments here that they're citing, the person was banned. Because it doesn't matter to you, does it? Like, Twitter is full of fascists. No one calls Twitter a fascist platform. But, that's just how you smear people nowadays. That's how you do shit journalism nowadays. The comments throughout the Discord were avowedly racist and hate-filled. No surprise from a deliberately controversial candidate who is proudly anti-feminist. Read misogynist. No. To be anti-feminist is not to be anti-woman. It's to be anti-feminist. Because not all women are feminists. You can be anti-feminist and not be a misogynist. These are not synonyms, because feminist is a political position. Misogynist is hatred of all women, of all 3.5 billion of them. And par for the course for much of the Eurosceptic right, which is given so much credulous airtime by the mainstream media. Since when? I don't watch British TV, I'm not in the UK, but it really does seem like most of the airtime goes to Remainers. But yeah, a lot of this article is quite literally just smearing. However, they directly say that a platform this gives the far right should concern everyone on the left. And that's the thing about these people, and I'm actually working on a video about this, you'll probably see it later in the week. These people think that everything that is not them is far right. They will call literally anything far right. This next one isn't an article, it's just an interesting tweet. Here's one of BuzzFeed News' various shows on Twitter. If there are moments we need to be saved, we save each other. Jessica Alba says LA's finest defies stereotypes of women often seen in action shows. Well, whatever, it's not really a big deal. But check this out. This tweet was promoted by Citibank. Citibank paid Twitter money to promote this tweet. Why is Citibank promoting BuzzFeed? Oh. It goes deep, guys. It goes deep. How about something a little bit more lighthearted? Chicago High School yearbook had photos of students flashing white supremacist signs, so the board spent $53,000 to print new ones. This has been the most successful troll in history, I swear to God. A school in Chicago, I think you mean, will spend tens of thousands of dollars reprinting its 2018-2019 yearbook after several photos contain students posing with a hand gesture which has links to white supremacy. In a letter sent to the community, the superintendent said while the seemingly innocuous gesture could be interpreted as students of various races, ethnicities, genders, and grades, playing what is known as the circle game, the upside-down OK hand sign has also become associated with white nationalism and the far right. I want to be clear that we are not making any presumptions about students' intent in using the gesture. Regardless of intent, however, there is a real and negative impact. Many students, not only our students of color, experience this gesture as a symbol of white supremacy. Potentially subjecting our students to this trauma is simply not acceptable. Oh shit. Okay. If any of you who are listening are in high school and you have like a yearbook coming up, get photos of yourselves drinking milk in there. Do it. You absolutely have to do it. It'd be hilarious. As reported by the Anti-Defamation League, ADL, the OK hand gesture being linked to white supremacy started as a trolling campaign by users on the controversial message board 4chan. The Operation OKKK campaign was launched to trick people into thinking the gesture, frequently used by Donald Trump during his public speaking, was meant to promote white supremacy as the fingers spell out WP, white power. Well, very clearly it started as a trolling campaign, and you're still going to fall for it. You're still going to fall for it. The yearbook photos were taken on October 2018 and shipped to the printer in December, before the gesture was widely known to have any association with white nationalism. So you admit that it's a troll, and you admit that the photos were taken before the troll op even began, and you're still going to spend this much money. Holy shit. Are we going to get to the point where we go into historical photos of people doing that OK hand sign and just start photoshopping them out? Is that where we're going with this? And to continue on with this nonsense, this is an article that was actually deleted off Medium. I'm using the archive here, but they deleted it because they must have realized how ridiculous this sounds. Gen Z and the swastika pose. Look at these fucking kids. A dangerous new trend has emerged among America's Generation Z, the swastika pose, in an attempt to make light of one of history's darkest periods. Racist internet memes were once relegated to web forums and social media sites alike, but have recently began popping up in real-life situations, consequentially resulting in real-life hatred. There is no argument the Roman salute symbolizes racial hatred. Well, I think billions of Asians might disagree because they use the swastika to mark temples, and it's a religious symbol. It's a symbol of peace. But the new swastika pose, with its contortionist characteristics, has blurred the lines between hatred and comedy, which is exactly what they want. Well, yeah, that's kind of the point, is that you make light of things that are absolutely evil, not necessarily to normalize them, but to remove the power that they have over you. You know, if you see a Nazi symbol, you don't have to go running and screaming or break down crying or get enraged. You can deal with it. And that's what these kids obviously know. They know to turn the alt-right and the white supremacists into the joke that they are. Evolution of racial hand gestures. Roman salute versus the dab. The purpose is to humanize hatred and repackage it as fun to America's unassuming children. This has to be... See, if it was like a joke article, like an Onion article or something, it would have been left up. But no, Medium deleted it. Then there was the T-pose, a bodily gesture designed to resemble the popular KKK, the burning of the cross. No. The T-pose was not meant to resemble that. It was meant to resemble, what was it? Unfinished models in video games. They're often posed in T-poses when they don't have their animations working properly. It's just like a troll gesture. That's all it is. The indoctrination of America's youth has spiraled out of control under the Donald Trump presidency. Right from wrong is no longer clear as the moral compass of America continues to spin into oblivion. This next one isn't an article, just a weird bit of happening here. SJWs have attacked a female-owned business on Yelp after her husband criticized Star Wars and Brie Larson on YouTube. Wow. Hold on. So this is a YouTube show called Nerdrotics, I guess? I've never heard of it. Sorry, Nerdrotic. But someone has gone after my wife because they don't like what I said about a TV show. A bad Yelp review. Going after a strong, independent female business owner. This guy thinks I'm sexist. Fair warning, dude. You mess with the wrong person. Better keep it focused on me. I'm nice. The owner's husband runs a gratuitously sexist and racist Gamergate YouTube channel called Nerdrotic. Gross. If you like people who complain about SJWs and NPCs, who encourage harassment of women by running campaigns against Captain Marvel and The Last Jedi, give this person your money. Well, shit, dude. Hold on a minute. Let's go to YouTube here and Nerdrotic. Here we are. Captain Marvel fan goes after my wife. Well, shit, dude. You know, I'm going to sub to you right now. I'll check you out later, because I'm currently recording, but I'm going to check you out, dude. Stop making your characters into cops, Blizzard, or at the very least, make even the slightest note of recognizance about how fucked up that is. Read my angry thoughts about Brigitte's new skin over at Vice. There's Brigitte wearing riot gear. In the futuristic world that is Overwatch, people have, for some reason, regressed to using flails and hammers when they fight. You know, whatever, it's a sci-fi fantasy setting. But people are mad that they're putting characters into police outfits. Stop turning Overwatch characters into cops. She's a squire for a knight. They're symbols of law and order. Also, in the universe of Overwatch, the organization Overwatch, they were run by the UN as like a world policing group. They're gonna be cops. They were formed to fight terrorism. Well, no, they were formed to fight the Omnics, but like in after the Omnics were put down, they like transitioned to like a peacekeeping terrorist fighting role. But you know, whatever. The point is that they're going to be authority figures. The anniversary event comes with a re-release of old anniversary cosmetic items, maps, and missions, as well as some new goodies of decidedly questionable taste and intention, including the School Uniform Academy Diva skin that Overwatch lead designer Jeff Kaplan would break the internet. Diva is an 18-year-old Korean woman who fights in a robot, and they gave her a school uniform skin. So people are now screaming that Overwatch is sexualizing children, but she's 18, but whatever. And a new Riot Police skin for the mobile tank Brigitte. And there she is. Blizzard is an American studio. If you haven't been following American politics, these past few years have been a time of reckoning with the ongoing militarization of police forces throughout this country. It's a game, guys. Come on. Like, yeah, that's a real issue, but it's not related to Overwatch. In the game's sparse established lore, the story of Overwatch is of a team of justice-minded ex-superheroes fighting to rid the world of the remnants of violent evildoers. And Brigitte's a cop now. Yeah, you know what? Not all cops are evil. Some cops are superheroes, and they do fight to rid the world of evildoers. Not all of them, obviously. Corrupt cops exist, but cops are human. Yes, the militarization of police is a serious issue. America's policing is ridiculous. But Overwatch isn't related to that. Brigitte's Riot Police skin isn't Overwatch's first foray into police admiration. That honor goes to Korean mecha pilot Diva's police officer skin back in 2017. By the way, this is Diva's police officer skin. It basically gives her mech a police theme. It has little sirens on top of it that you can't see in the picture, and it puts her in like a traditional female police outfit appropriate to Korea because the character's Korean. And the skin really is a fan favorite. When I played Overwatch, I used this skin when I was playing as Diva. It really just seems like they're making skins that are appropriate to the character. Like Diva as a character, she doesn't wear armor and fight with a flail. She fights in a high-powered mech. So this, if you're going to make a police themed spin on that, that's what this would look like. Meanwhile, if you're going to make a police themed skin for Brigitte, who fights in armor with a giant hammer as a weapon, it would look like this. It's not about the militarization of the police, and I think you're honestly just too sensitive about this. Her new skin recalls the black-clad troopers that menaced anti-racist and anti-fascist protesters in Ferguson, Charlottesville, Chicago, Portland, and countless other cities. No, it doesn't. She's not black-clad. The skin says Paulus because she's Swedish. And in fact, the only unrealistic thing about Brigitte is that she's Swedish in a near future, and she's white. That's just not going to happen. That's just not going to be the case, guys. Let's move on. A whiteness studies professor says white people who treat all races equally are dangerous. Really? We're at that point? You treat people equally. You just give them the benefit of the doubt. You say, no, we're all people. We all have human rights. We're all equal. And that's dangerous. So you want us to discriminate, but discriminate, in favor of non-white people. This is ridiculous. I'd like to be a little less white, which means a little less oppressive. Yet the whiteness of your skin just radiates oppression, doesn't it? The lecture, entitled What Does It Mean to Be White?, was given by University of Washington professor Robin DiAngelo, a white woman. DiAngelo, who according to her website specializes in whiteness studies, added that people who say they've been taught to treat everyone the same deny black people their reality. What? So what the fuck is this? This is an unrelated video. You take a selfie with man you're meant to be prosecuting. Fuck off, Jesus Christ. DiAngelo said that when she hears people say they're colorblind, they're revealing their own ignorance. This person doesn't understand basic socialization. This person doesn't understand culture. This person is not self-aware. No, they just honor the idea of equal human rights. They're treating people equally. They're not going to talk down to black people. They're not going to treat them like they're not moral agents or that they're like children who aren't responsible for their own behaviors. When I hear a white person say this, what I'm thinking is, this is a dangerous white person. This is a white person who's going to need to deny my reality. That's because your reality involves fucking white guilt and reparations, undeserved reparations. For DiAngelo, racial identity is not a trait that should be transcended. Yeah, see, the whole point of moving past racism is that you move past racism. In fact, you transcend it, where you get to a point where it doesn't matter what the color of anyone's skin is. Oh, of course, she also claims the country is currently filled with rampant sexism. She notes that the majority of politicians, directors, and police officers are male, and said it was sexist to imply males just happen to be more inclined to enjoy these fields of work. Well, go ahead. Stop being a whiteness studies professor and go be a politician, or a director, or a police officer. You think you can hack it? Can you see this woman tackling a suspect on the street? DiAngelo, who authored the book White Fragility, Why It's So Hard for White People to Talk About Racism, concluded her lecture by encouraging the audience to view people in terms of race, not as individuals. Yeah. She is an actual racist. By the original definition of the term. We're going back to that point of view now. It's fucking disgusting. Let's end off with this. This is an older article, but it is relevant. This is from 2017. Cafe charges men 18% gender tax to highlight the pay gap. A cafe in Melbourne, Australia, is giving its male customers a side of gender equality with their lattes. At Handsome Her, men are asked to pay an 18% premium to reflect the gender pay gap. Okay, well, if you're a man, I guess just don't go to this cafe, because why the fuck would you want to pay 18% more than the women who attend the cafe? Why? House rules. Rule 1. Women have priority seating. So, men, go to the back of the bus. I mean, we once told black men that, so why don't we just tell all men that? Rule 2. Men will be charged an 18% premium to reflect the gender pay gap. Rule 3. Respect goes both ways. Well, Rule 3 seems to be at odds with Rule 1 and 2. But it didn't take long for the internet to go crazy over the scheme, with some calling Handsome Her's gender tax discriminatory. Yeah, this person here, discriminating against individuals for the group they belong to, race, gender, sexual orientation, ethnicity, is morally and legally wrong. And that's true. I assume it's true legally in Australia. Others implied the cafe would run out of money because it wouldn't attract a wealthy clientele. I'll give you 6 months tops. SJW and sexist women voting with their empty wallets. What could possibly go wrong? The owner says men have their own spaces that we're not allowed in too, so why not have that space for women? Well, fair enough. Like there are men's clubs, and you should be able to have such a thing. But you know how they enforce it? They just say that women can't come in. They don't charge women more to come in. They just say, no, you can't show up. And apparently men have come from across town to support the cause. Oh, really? We've had men travel across town to visit us and pay the man tax and throw some extra in the donation jar. Oh, wow. Well, at least back in 2017, they were being successful. But as this person said, I'll give you 6 months tops. What could possibly go wrong? Really? 6 months. What was your estimation, eh? How about, a year and a half? Because here's a recent article. Brunswick Cafe Handsome Her closing 2 years after introducing the man tax. They became the punching bag of the internet, and now they're closing down. Yep. After the media shitstorm moved on, After your 15 minutes of fame were done, nobody wanted to deal with you anymore, and now you're gone. That's what happens, man. You get woke and you go broke. Here's what their website says. Handsome Her, 206 Sydney Road. Our last day of trade is Sunday, the 28th of April, 2019. However, keep in touch with us via our mailing list or social media to see what we're up to in the future. You know, maybe I will keep in touch with you. You know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep in touch with you. You haven't tweeted on this social media that you talked about in, a year and a half, but I'll follow you just in case you decide to do something ridiculous. Because you know what? I want to be here for it. That's it for me, my friends. Even though I'm recording this on Sunday, this will be coming out on Monday for you. So my girlfriend and I tonight will be streaming Mass Effect Monday. If you want to go over to twitch.tv/GameBoomers, say hi. It's always great to see new people pop in. I've got a number of new video ideas for this week. One of them is about the definition of far right. I'm going to try to work on that one. Scrump and I have already recorded a new dump talking about Alabama's attack on abortion. So that's going to come out relatively soon. There will be a number of videos this week, I think. I'm going to keep working on them. Thank you so much for all your support. If you do feel like supporting, that's subscribestar.com/shortfatotaku or paypal.me/shortfatotaku will work as well. I'll see you around. I love you.